Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about SDLC life cycle. So what is SDLC? Basically, SDLC stand for Software Development Life Cycle. What is that? So SDLC is a process that defines the various stages involved in the development of software for delivering a high quality product. Suppose when we are going to deliver to the customer any high quality product, then there are various stages involved in the software development process. That is called SDLC life cycle. So as a human being, we all are a life cycle. That first of all we have to birth, then we have to study, then we have to go for any job, then like that we have maintained some life cycle to follow our human being as a life cycle. So same like SDLC, there is also some life cycle that is called software development life cycle, where the various stages involved in the development of software for delivering a high quality product, right? So that means SDLC stages cover the complete life cycle of a software. The complete life cycle of a software means from the very beginning, from the requirement analysis stage to deployment or maintenance stage. There is a various stages are there in the SDLC life cycle process. So that's why I am telling you that SDLC stages covers the complete life cycle of a software, that is from inception to retirement of the product, just like our human being. Okay, so what is the main purpose of SDLC? The main purpose of SDLC is to deliver a high quality product which is as per the customer requirement. So when we are going to develop any software, so obviously we have to maintain some requirement. So who gives us the requirement? The client gives us some requirement. Okay, so what is the main purpose of SDLC? The main purpose of SDLC is to deliver a high quality product which is as per the customer requirement. That is the main purpose. So if I am giving you one example, suppose let's say a software has to be developed and the team is divided to work on a feature of the product and is allowed to work as they want. So one, the developer decide to design first, whereas the other decides code first and then other on the documentation part. That means we have to follow some stages. When a customer gives us some requirement, so who will take the requirement? There is one team like business analyst or some product analyst. So business analyst or product analyst will take the requirement from the client. So as per the requirement, then they will sit as a team with the project manager or product manager to analysis all the requirement. So when all the requirement analysis will be approved, then that will pass to the designing team. So then the designer or architect will design, then the developer will go for the coding, then the test engineer will go for the testing, then the deployment engineer will go for the deployment. So there is a certain stage of SDLC. So we have to maintain all the stage. So that's why as an example, that is, I can tell you that a software has to be developed and the team is to divide to work on a feature of the product and is allowed to work as they want. If one of the developer decides to design first, whereas the other decides to code first and the other of the documentation part. So this will lead to project failure, because of which it is necessary to have a good knowledge and understanding among the team members to deliver an expected product. So that is our main goal of SDLC, that in the day we have to deliver some high quality product, some bug-free product to the customer, right? So that is the example of SDLC. So now guys, you can understand that what is SDLC, what is the software development life cycle, how it's work, and what is the purpose of SDLC. Now there is some few important things are there in SDLC, like some phases are there that we have to follow. That means some SDLC phases. What is that? What are that? There is 6 phases are there in the SDLC life cycle. First one is requirement gathering and analysis. Second one is design. Third one is implementation or coding. Fourth one is testing. Fifth one is deployment. And number 6 is maintenance. So this is the phases of SDLC. We have to maintain all the steps one by one, or we have to maintain all the phases one by one. Okay, so now I am going to tell you what is the requirement gathering and analysis phase. So during this phase, all the relevant information is collected from the customer to develop a product or software as per their expectation. If any ambiguities must be resolved in the phase only. That means in this phase, we have to collect few requirements or some requirements, okay, from the customer or client. Okay, because as we are a company, suppose let's say there is one, suppose I am giving one example like this. Let's say this is a company and this is one customer. Okay, so what is that? This is a, let's say this is a company. Okay, so this is a company, and what is that? This is a, let's say this is a customer. Now what will happen? First, the customer will give some requirement to the company, right, to develop a software or product. Okay, now the company will take the requirement from the customer. Okay, so if any ambiguities are there in the requirement, that must be resolved in this phase only. That means that must be resolved in the requirement gathering or analysis phase only. Okay, so business analyst and project manager set up a meeting with the customer to gather all the information, like what the customer wants to build, who will be the end user, what is the purpose of the product. Before building a product, the customer, before building a product, the business analyst or project manager will take all the requirements from the customer. That is called requirement gathering and analysis. Okay, so requirement gathering means first project manager or business analyst or product analyst will set up a meeting and they will take all the requirement from the customer, that what the customer wants to build, who will be the end user, what is the purpose of the product. That is called requirement gathering. And the analysis means after getting all the requirements from the client, then our company or our internal team will analyze that. Means suppose customer has given, let's say suppose customer has given some requirement to the company that they want to build a product. Now the thing is that the customer will give us some, let's say some 30 days to complete that product. Okay, so and there is many more things, like the timeline will be 30 days and the product will be developed as per PHP language or Java language or C language or AngularJS language. Okay, so any language customer will prefer to make the product. Okay, so they will give that requirement to the company, and then company will analyze all the thing. And obviously customer has given some, let's say suppose they have given $1,000. Let's say customer has given us $1,000 to make the product, to make the whole product. Now our product manager or our project manager or our business analyst or our HR team or our what can I tell that our development team all will sit together. Okay, our account team all will sit together and they will take care everything, that as per the customer has given some requirement, and the requirement and submitted date, the requirement will be submitted by 30 days, or the cost will be the $1,000, or they will follow some PHP language. So our internal team, our company internal team will analyze all the things that as per the customer, our company is feasible to handle all of these things or not. That is called analysis part. So what is the first phase of SDLC lifecycle model is that requirement gathering and analysis. So first of all, our company's product manager or project manager or business analyst or product analyst, they will set up a meeting with client or customer and take some requirement to make the product, and after getting all the requirement, then our internal team or our company management team will sit with together to analysis that which customer requirement has given to us, that is feasible or not. That is called analysis part. Okay, so suppose I'm giving one example. Suppose a customer wants to have an applications who is, let's say, who is involves money transaction. So there is a application, that money transaction application. So in this case, the requirement has to be clear, like what kind of transactions will be done, how it will be done, in which currency it will be done, etc., etc. Okay, so once the requirement gathering is done and analysis is done to check the feasibility of the development of a product, if in case of any ambiguity is comes, then a call is set up and document is created, and this document should be thoroughly understood by the developer and also should be reviewed by the customer for the future reference. Okay, that means when the requirement gathering and analysis will be done, when the requirement gathering from the customer will be done and the analysis will be done from our internal team or our management team or our company's management team, then our business analyst will document all the things, and that will be shared by our company's management team or our customer in the future reference, right? So that is the phase of requirement gathering and analysis. So hope this phase is clear to all of you guys. Now I am going to the next page. What is designing? So what will be done in this phase? So in this phase, the first of all, when the requirement gathering is done, when the analysis part is done, then comes to the designing phase. So what will be done in this phase? So after getting the requirement, after getting the requirement, when our companies will approve the client requirement, that means the feasibility criteria has already done, then our company's designer or our company's architect will make some design. Okay, that means make some mock-up. Then that means how the software will looks like. They will make some design. Okay, so that is the design phase. Then the third phase is implementation or coding. So what is that? So in this phase, when the designing part will be done, then the designer will hand over their designing to the development team. Then the software developer will do some coding. Okay, do some coding to implement the software or to build the software. That means in this phase, the coding will be done. So that is called implementation or coding. Now, fourth point is coming, that testing. What will be done in this phase? Testing means when the coding part is done, when the developer has developed their coding, when the developer has developed their product, then obviously, first of all, developer will do some unit testing on that software. So when the unit testing will be done from the developer end, then the developer will hand over to the product or to the software to the testing team. Then the tester will test the application thoroughly. They will do many types of testing. As you guys have already knows that I've already told you that some types of testing like functional testing, non-functional testing. In the functional testing, there is a lot of testing like regression testing, retesting, smoke testing, sanity testing, system testing, integration testing, unit testing, etc., etc., etc. And also the performance, also the non-functional testing. There I have already told you lots of testing like performance testing, stress testing, load testing, volume testing, soak testing, scalability testing. So then the testing team will test the application by using their functional testing or non-functional testing to make sure that the software has to be developed by the or according to the client requirement or customer requirement. That means our ultimate goal is that what customer has given, what requirement customer has given, we have to make sure or we have to fulfill the that customer requirements. That means when we are testing, when as a test engineer we are testing that product or software, there one thing that we have to remember that our expected result is equal to actual result. That means our customer requirement is always should be matched with our expected result, that what we are testing currently. So in the testing phase, we have to make sure that our developed product is as per customer requirement or as per to the customer mark, right? So in this phase, in the testing phase, we have to make sure that there is no bug, there is no issue. If any issues will come in the testing phase, then obviously first we have to contact or we have to revert back the issue to the development team. Then they will fix the issue again and they will again give us or give the bill to the testing team to retesting. So that is called testing phase. So I hope now guys you have clear that what is testing phase. Now the fifth point is that fifth phase is that deployment. Suppose when the testing part is done, suppose as a test engineer I have passed my product that yes, all things are as per the customer requirement and I am making the software as a pass. So after fulfill all the requirements, when the test engineer will give the green signal, then the product or software will go for the deployment phase. That means they will deploy first the product to any UAT or user acceptance testing server. In that server, what will be done? In that server, customer will or client will check or client will testing their requirements, that what development team will done or what our company will done, all the things as per their requirement or as per the customer requirements. So in the UAT server, the customer or the client will test all the things. Obviously in the UAT server, the developer will also check that or the tester will also check that. So what is the UAT server? UAT server means before going to the live. Suppose I am making one product. Let's say I am making one product like Gmail. So after publishing that Gmail product to the live means in the world, every user can see that product. That is called live. So worldwide, the thing is public. Okay. So after publishing our product to the live, before that, our team or the company will create some UAT environment or user acceptance testing environment. That is we can say that the UAT environment is the replica of live environment, or we can say that production environment. Okay. So in that environment, first the client will be test that what or which requirements they have given to us, all the requirements has fulfilled. Okay. So if the UAT server testing is done, then the ultimate server is that production server. So if the customer will green signal that yes boss, your site is working perfectly fine or your application is working fine and all the things are as per our requirement, then that product or that UIT server is going to upload it to the production server or live environment. Then everybody in the world can see that product. So that is the deployment phase. And the sixth point is that, or the 6 stages is that maintenance. So after deployment of a product on the production environment or live environment, the maintenance of the product, that is if any issues comes up and need to be fixed or any enhancements is to be done, is taken care by the developer in the maintenance phase. Okay, so that is the maintenance phase where the further requirement or if any new issues has come, then all the things will be fixed in the maintenance phase. Okay, so guys, now you all are very easy to, or if I can say that you all are very clear that what is SDLC or what is the SDLC phases. So there are 6 phases are there, and I've already told you all the phases in very easy way. Okay, so now guys, these things are very understandable to you. Okay, so that is the thing, and the last part is that software development life cycle model. So there is a few models are there in the software development life cycle, like waterfall model, spiral model, prototype model, VNV model, then agile model. Many models are there. So in my next video, I will cover up all the models one by one, that what is waterfall model, how it's work, what is prototype model, how it's work, what is agile model, how it's work, everything I'll be clear one by one. So guys, stay with my channel or stay with my video so you guys can take or you guys can grab a lot of opportunity that how the testing work, or you guys can take to many things for the testing purpose. So that's all about today's video. So if you guys like my video, then obviously one thumbs up, and if you guys have any confusion, then obviously you can comment. Or one thing guys, please subscribe to my channel EduPad and click on the bell icon so you can get the first update notification for the testing. So that's all about today's lecture. Okay, thank you.